Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you're doing well. So, this is another example of what I was talking about as in terms of the security mindset for Muslim women. And there was a home invasion in Hollywood, which is in California, liberal utopia, where they want to disarm you. And 5 men came in and tied up 6 people, okay, and robbed the place. Now, I really hope that sisters recognize what I am trying to say by security mindset is that you're still feminine, still doing all of that, but you know how to safely and accurately and educatedly use a firearm. Because you're at home and the danger came knocking. Okay? And it says 5 men. So if you have, an AR style weapon, you can put them down as the dogs they are. Now, liberals will coddle criminals, and they're very soft on crime. They wanted to defund police, take away your Second Amendment, and they don't believe in things like stand your ground laws or castle doctrine. And they have framed liking firearms and home security as extremism. And so, liberals are not pro-women at all. At all. They pretend that they are, but they're really quite not. Because if they actually cared about women, they wouldn't want women to lose the life-saving tools that are called firearms. And if you think about how if there was private tutors who could come and teach you all you need to know about firearm safety, give you educated classes at an affordable price, and each household had a firearm that they knew how to use responsibly, men would fear breaking into these homes and committing atrocities. And one must remember about where you live. Where you live. If you're living in Disneyland and and you don't got no crime and nothing ever happens bad in Barbie Land, sure, fine. But remember, Killy Cali, ruled by liberal atheists, is a dangerous place. You don't need to go to Afghanistan in order to experience to any type of suffering from men, as the liberals love to tell American Muslims. You need only move to Hollywood. You just gotta go live under the liberal atheist leadership and watch them say, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that, it's not because of our leadership and our governments. But really it is. Because they don't believe a woman has a fundamental right to defend herself. They believe she has the right to dismember a baby in her womb or deny her husband a paternity test, as France does. But to defend yourself from a home invasion, it's not really something they're for. And they'll tell you things like, no one needs an AR. Well, clearly, if she would have had an AR, she could have put all those criminals down like dogs. But again, the liberal would prefer the woman to just submit and be treaded upon. They don't actually want the woman to fight back. And so, this is another example of what American Muslim women face, and it's so important for women to have a security mindset, and I'd argue, please try to move out of those areas, try to get away from those people, and you want to be as far away as possible as you can from liberal hellholes. And the upper class liberals, they have two faces. They want to maintain the safety of their communities, but they don't want to get looted or hurt, so they put up signs in their yard that are woke, hoping that the scourge of wokeness will pass over them without destroying their property. And you'll see this quite a lot. It reminds me of how, in the Christian view, they put the lamb's blood on the door that night that their God went through and took the soul of every firstborn who didn't have that blood on the door sill. So it really does hint at that, because they'll say, in this house, love is love, and all the slogans, hoping, they'll say like, woman owned, they'll have things, hoping that the envious ones don't destroy them. And those people will vote for policies that are soft on crime, that create hell on earth for them. And they think by raising the rent prices that this will scurry everybody away, but it doesn't do that. It just makes people know where to go to loot and commit crimes. And so as they defund police, and it's amazing how people just forgot about that. When George Floyd, that whole movement, BLM, was about defunding cops. And when I had my Facebook account, I was archiving much. And now I'm going to archive these crime stories, because you'll see liberals reframe headlines like crime is not that serious. But so many people are fed up. They just don't want you to vote for what they view as fascist policies on crime. They prefer you just to take the crime and say send a social worker than to see the police become militarized and put a boot on these people's necks. But then they'll say basically classify Mexico's cartels as terrorists so we can go in there and solve their problem. Meanwhile, our own domestic crime is quite high. It's strange. There's not enough tax money to make the police efficient, but there's plenty to fund foreign wars. So think about that. While people are watching the treasury be looted for proxy wars, there are domestic problems where citizens of no faith, they are just godless criminals, are jacking people and breaking into homes. And so it's important to highlight how you could be just a good sister in your home and these thugs come, and what do? You need to know how to put them in the dirt where they belong, and understand that liberals who enable crime are not your friends, and their super progressive policies on crime that are anti-gun don't make you safer. They don't make you safer. It's quite sad. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us, and no matter where you are in the world, I would always encourage having a security mindset. Let me know what you think, and if you'd like to read more about what I write, you can do so by going to my blog, which is www.subscribestar.com/MilahanArchive. Hope to see you there.